Sodomy stinks, don't be gay. Bullshit Machine Bear is live. I think I figured out what abolishing slavery was. And I got a lot of other stuff to talk about too. My name is Neil. You have stumbled upon, whatever. What I call the Bullshit Machine. I was watching Lincoln yesterday, and I've been thinking a lot about the slavery narrative and what it is, what it could be. But before I continue, let me make the disclaimer. What I'm about to say is like a hypothesis, is kind of thoughts that showed up. It's what I see through the story, right? I'm not saying I'm right, 100% right, 50% right, or whatever. But it's a story, it's a narrative that makes a lot more sense given what we know about how the reality works now. Okay, so I'm not right. Okay, don't freak out. These are just my thoughts. These are thoughts that go on in my head. I'm sure that some of the stories that have been told about what slavery was in small amounts, I'm sure some of that's true. I'm sure. So here. It's not. Let me get with some of my notes here. Okay. So first off, this is I'm putting this here so I can make this the cover for this video, and so it's easier for me to find. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to talk about with this here. So the narrative that we know, right, is that when the Brits got here, right, they needed slaves, so they went to Africa, expended all these resources to go to Africa, right? Like there were no like everybody was rich, everybody was super wealthy, that they had all these resources to go to Africa and steal black people and make them slaves. Okay, and then they treated them poorly. They beat them, they whipped them, they all these things. Okay, you know the story. So I was watching Lincoln, and I've been questioning that story for a while. But what I'm learning is that slavery wasn't even, I don't even think it was really about black people. I think it was more about ending a way of life, okay? If you look in the Bible, slavery is throughout the Bible. It never mentions it as a sin, never mentions it as something bad, okay? What that type of slavery is indentured servitude, okay? So indentured servitude, let's just say you're sitting around and you can't find a job. You're about to lose your apartment. You're about to lose all your stuff, okay? And then you go knock on some farmer's door. You say, hey, listen, I need some stuff to do and I need a place to live. I'll work on your place for whatever. For a place to live and 3 meals a day, and I'll be your worker, right? It's just an employee, okay? So that guy is working for that farmer. That farmer is providing him a home in this scenario, okay? So that guy is indentured servitude. He's just serving his purpose. It's not unlike anything that we do today. Okay, it is not unlike getting in your car and going to your job. Okay, so, but that was a way of life. Okay, now you had a lot of people with big farms, so they had a lot of what they are called. just being called slaves. Okay, that doesn't mean that they were treated poorly. It doesn't mean that they were beaten or anything like that. Like I said before, I'm sure some of that happened. I wouldn't deny that. I don't know the exact truth, okay? But after watching Lincoln, I really got a good sense of the bullshit, okay? So indentured servitude is a biblical type way of life, right? It just is what it is. Like once you're done with your debt, that farmer or landowner might give you land, might give you cows or goats or, crops or his daughter or something like that. But here, and it's like I said, it's a biblical way of life. But here is the problem with that. Okay, that is just a godly way of life, and it can't be taxed. Okay, you can't tax that. You can't. It's not. It's too difficult. You wouldn't be able to tax that. So what I think slavery is, or was, or whatever, is the corporations, the banks and corporations. They needed a way to extract tax money, right? The ghouls of the planet, right? Matt from Quantum calls them in his used to call them the George Bush creatures, which I love it. But it's the ghouls, the Zionists, right? So they come here, right, and create a narrative, right? So the narrative is we need to free these slaves, right? It's just like any psyop that you see today. It's just, we need to do this under the guise of this. It's like we need to, you need to wear a mask for your health, right? That's all it is. You need to free slaves, right? I don't even think it was about black people. I think the black people thing was just another narrative. It was to strengthen the victim narrative. Okay, so I have some notes here. Now, don't mind the notes. It's like these are just stuff that goes on in my head. So if you abolish slavery, you could create corporations. So what they did is they abolished indentured servitude. Okay, the Yankees were fighting to bring in their dead corporations so they can farm the population for taxes. It was a farming operation, and the rebels were fighting to keep their way of life for indentured servitude. They made it about blacks to garner the victim narrative. All they were doing is making more tax livestock. Okay. The supposed people could now, they could get out of their indentured servitude and into the tax system. Think of the tax system like a vacuum. Okay, it just needed these people out of indentured servitude because they can't be taxed under that, right? They couldn't be taxed under slavery, or they hadn't, right? So you get where I'm going here. The same thing is true about the women's movement. Right? They had to suck the women out of the home to get more tax farming. To farm more people. So more people got sucked out of the biblical life. This is like, if we're in an age, which I think we're in an age, okay? If we're in an age, we're in the age of fucking the upside down, right? The bizarro world. Where it's taking the biblical aspect out of life, right? So these bankers come in, they want to bring in the corporation so they can become more rich and powerful. But that's why they need to create, you have your living man identity and with what you are, living man or woman, and then you have your corporate fiction, right? Your all caps name. So that's needed so the corporations have something to control. The dead entity could only control the corporate fiction. right? So they needed to get the biblical, like the indentured servitude out of the norm to actually tax these people, right? Because they just weren't being taxed. It's a tax scam. It's a farming scam. It's a Ponzi scheme, you know. But this is hundreds of years in the making, and like I haven't really thought enough about this particular thing, but it might not make sense. Now I forgot what I was going to say. What the fuck was I just talking about? Shit, hang on a second. Let me see if I can find something on my notes here. Okay, so yeah, freeing people is just adding them to the tax farm, right? Freeing slaves was helping them, the same as masks and mandates were helping people. Corporations don't pay taxes because their livestock do. It's a dead entity. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's a dead entity ruling over a dead corporate fiction, right? So you're a living man, and the corporation is the corpse orates, right? The corpse orates. The dead speaks. They rule over your all caps names, and that's why police can pull you over, like, because police don't pull you over. They can't. You have to agree to a traffic stop for it to work, right? You have to show them your license. As soon as you show a cop your license, you're agreeing, right, to your all caps name. You said, "This is me. This is me." When in reality, that can't be you. Look at the turmeric on my fingers. That can't be you. But they can't interact. They have no authority over your living being, over your person, right? It's your person, right? So they have no authority over that. So as soon as you hand them your license or tell them your name, you're consenting to being in the reality, into the matrix. Right, so that's why you want to that's why you'd want to abolish slavery is to create that. That's why you have to create that corporate fiction, so you have something to control, because you can't control the natural man. It's basically a trick to get away with treating other men and women like shit. It's like a trick to getting us to consent to all the stupid fucking shit we consent to, right? Like being taught like sending our kids to school, right? That the state has any authority over us, you know, like that government exists. I get why this exists, and I'm glad that it does, right? But it's not everybody, like, if you're a free man, if you know you're a free man, you're not going to ask for more government. So it's a way to get you to consent to more shit. It's like, and it's a spiritual thing too. I don't know if I explained that right. It's not coming to me. That one didn't exactly click, but it is a spiritual thing too, where it's, because they do a lot of stupid shit to us, like poisoning the food, putting fluoride in the water, But there's the way to get us to the way to get out of that is like spiritually is to. It's like, well, they consented to it, but we don't exactly know what we're consenting to. They're doing it, and I don't know who they is, but like they're doing it to. From a dead entity to a dead entity, right? A corporation doesn't really exist, but a group of people that control the corporation control the group of people that are considered the livestock, right? And it's just that we're indoctrinated. We get into this school system and we don't know that we have any of these. We have to learn this. I think this is done. This might even be done like on purpose. Like, Like, this is part of the plan to give us this fantastic experience that we're experiencing, right? It's like you're born, you're perfect, and you get this program from society, from life, from all of it, and then you wake up to this thing again, and where it's like, you're in this system, this way of life, and we all think it works this one certain way, and it doesn't. Like, we think that all of this stuff is actually, oh man, I how am I trying to say this here? We think that all of this stuff is real, when the truth is that we're giving it our consent because we don't know any better. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We're giving it our consent because we don't know any better. And we don't know any better because we're taught to not know any better. Right? So if we're taught to fucking not know any better, how are we going to learn all this shit? It's crazy. It's like, I think that's why they have to. And again, this is all just me talking. You don't have to take any of it serious. But I believe that's part of the bargain. It's part of the deal where they have to show it to us. And as far as like the slavery thing, like I think I figured out what slavery is or was or whatever. Well, I know what it is now, but I might be late to the party on that. There's probably thousands of people that have maybe. So yeah, I think there's probably thousands of people that know this. I'm not coming up with anything new, but yeah, there should be an opt out once we figure it out. But like our opt out, there really is. It's to, like, if it wants you to look at it, the only thing you have to do is this. Is not pay attention to it. It's like our dependence on it. I think it's almost like that necessary evil, right? The Amish kind of opted out of it, right? Like they're not a part of it. You never saw any Amish wearing masks, or anything like that. It's like, I think there is an opt out, and I believe it's to look the other way. But there's like we're like us, our interaction here. You and I have never met, right? Our interaction here is we're using it, right? It wants something because we're using it. You get it? Like the supply chains. That's why it wants us to be more dependent on it. But then it hates us for it. It's crazy, but I've had that feeling. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. I appreciate the interaction because this helps open it up more. It helps, I don't know, just spread more ideas, and get into other stuff, like get on the right track. I don't know if we could ever be 100% right. I don't even think, our spectrum of knowledge is so small in the grand scheme of things. Like we can't see 99.9% of light. So I don't think we're like, you can say it exactly right, but when you feel that, and then you feel like you're riding those rails and you're on the right track, and I think that's about as good as it gets. But yeah, slavery has to be that. Let me see, what else did I eat? Oh, let me show you this. Shit, you can't, well, maybe you can. Up top, I said, here, it's September 14th, 2021. To the jab takers, have you checked your IV status since getting the poke? That was 5 months ago. 5 months ago. Let me see. Let's see what else. 5 months ago, I showed that. Something cool is happening in LA. So meet the Compton Cowboys who ride horses to save lives on the streets of Los Angeles. Meet the This is a story that the reality made. Like this is easily a presentation. Like if you like, you could only. Reality breaks down. Like reality used to take a while to break down. You would think, you'd like see us, you'd read a story, see a story, whatever, and you'd think about it. You'd be like, oh yeah, that could happen, 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 and you follow down that rabbit hole to all these things that could possibly happen. But now reality breaks down so quickly. It's like you can see how easily fucking bullshit, like how much bullshit it is. It doesn't take long at all. You're like, let me see. Okay, the headline: meet the Compton Cowboys who ride horses to save lives on the streets of Los Angeles. That can't happen. There's no way on this fucking planet that could ever happen. There is nothing. Where did they get the fucking horses? Right? So who was at the fucking horse auction? Which guy was at the fucking horse? And who funded it? Seriously. That can't happen. It's so crazy. It's so dumb. Yeah, let me see what else I got here. This is funny too. I was on I just wanted to show these, how funny these are. All right, there we're back. Yeah, for sure. This I thought was funny. Owen Benjamin pointing out that they're just keep fucking drawing dicks. Like it's so stupid, dude. It's so stupid. But like when you're, I don't know if you remember this, like when you were a kid and you saw something like that and we pointed it out, we got in trouble. No, Neil, quit being a fucking child. No, I'm not being the child. That looks like a fucking dick. That's something my mom would beat the fuck out of me for if I pointed some shit out like that. And then look at this. Look at this. Yeah, this one's like, it's like, look, that thing's trying to fuck California in the ass and the fucking Alaska's the squirt. Dude, there's no, it's so stupid. It's fucking hilarious though. It is definitely the age of hilarious. I love pointing this stuff out. And that's here, and you're right. Yes, we did. And they took that like to call us stupid or call us immature. They took away, or at least tried to step on, our discernment as men. This is why I like talking about this. Because it's like I feel like stuff was taken away from me in the name of me being a good boy. It's like, Neil, be a good boy. I was abused a lot. I didn't want to get hit. I fucking followed the rules. So when I was still a cocky little prick, but I would follow the rules when I had to. Like it was, I was raised by my mom, okay, and she beat the fuck out of me a lot. So it was a weird thing. But if I pointed something out like that, like, that looks like a dick. Like, I'm the asshole. Don't think like that. You're a pervert. You're this. You're that. It's like, but it takes away your discernment, or it took away my discernment. Let me say it like that. I don't want to put this on anybody. It took away my discernment for, because it's like I would see that and then you only laugh to yourself. Right? And then you don't, like, as it builds up, I don't know. I didn't want to say something. I don't like when people hate me. Which is my problem. But I feel like, you could tell, I feel like that shame about it. It's like, I let people fucking take my discernment, you know, and it like, you did it when you were a kid to stay alive, you know, to like defend yourself the best way you could, you know, and at 44, I feel like a pussy sometimes. But speaking of pussies, let me show you Joe Rogan. This was fun. People, when I point out fucking Joe's miscues about the apology, people are like, no man, he's on the up and up and this and that. Like, he's one of us. He's this. Joe is a leftist more than I didn't even know this. Like, I don't watch him enough to know this. But he's super left.
I really believe if Michelle Obama runs, she wins. She's good. She's great. She's the wife of the best president that we have had in our lifetime. I've never voted right wing in my life. I consider universal basic income a really good idea. I want free college education. Take it easy. Hello, Bernie.
How are you, Joe?
Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I like Tulsi and I like Bernie. That's it.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody else can eat shit.
Look at you, fucking progressive.
Yeah. I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. I think he's looking out for the interests of the working people. And I think he wants people to have a better life and do better. And I'm all for that. And if that means I have to pay more in tax, like people think, oh, you're a socialist. I've heard people say that. Oh, you're a fucking socialist, bro. Like, first of all, he's not even a socialist. He's a democratic socialist. It's a different thing. I would like to spend more in taxes if they could fix inner city communities and take these poor neighborhoods and spend a fuckload of money. Spend more, you fucking Republican piece of shit. 87% of scientists said that human activity is driving global warming. I'm very pro-choice. I'm very women's rights, civil rights, gay rights, trans rights. I'm even universal health care. Obviously, this protected status is driving me crazy. This thing that Trump's doing with children that were born in other countries and then brought over here as children, and then they're talking about deporting them. That drives me fucking crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. The hard right version of that is despicable. These people that I see online, why didn't they apply for citizenship? Oh, who knows? Maybe because they're fucking 13. I don't give a fuck if they broke the law. You don't take parents and kids and separate them. You just fucking don't. You know Alonzo? No, he's a funny comedian. Yeah. He goes, not all Donald Trump supporters are racist, but all racists are Donald Trump supporters. He definitely awakened that side.
But
the January 6th thing is important.
See, it is important, and but isn't the 6 months later, should be the ruling number one conversation of the journalists?
I think it's really important. And one of the reasons why I think it's important, because it highlights the reasons why a guy like Donald Trump is so fucking dangerous. Is because a guy can incite a bunch of morons to do something really fucking stupid. As far as trans people, some trans people listening to this, I got nothing but love for you. For everybody. And in fact, Eddie Izzard is one of my all-time favorite guests.
Oh, love Izzard.
The right...
He could cite a bunch of idiots to do something stupid. What are you doing right now, Joe? Yeah. So, Joe Rogan's far left, man. And I don't even care. But it's funny how this works. It's funny how it goes. It's funny how this shit is played. You know, it's like, look here, wham! Look here, wham! Just hilarious. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna stop this stream because I want to screen record this, and I want to do that first part, and I don't want to have to do it for too long. But I do have more shit to talk about, so I might do another stream later. Actually, I got lots of shit to fucking talk about. Like this, right? Try to create a human, like, what the fuck, man? We're crazy. So, but all right, well, thank you for joining me, Neil. Well, that's actually not me, but that's the name that was given, right? So, no, thank you for joining me on the bullshit machine. And be higher beings, right? What is be higher beings? Be higher beings. Yeah, be higher beings. Be a higher frequency being. You know, see through this shit. Be above this shit. So, all right. Love you guys. See you.